What's going on, everyone? It's your man Sir Gil back at it again on the Pan Am here in beautiful Phoenix. 88 degrees right now. Came down hard AF last night with the rain, so it is actually nice out right now. It's crazy. Just went from like 110 to this, so this feels A1, let me say. But today I wanted to go over why you should do your own maintenance. And I guess overall the importance of maintenance. But yeah, more why you should be doing your maintenance for your motorcycle. Obviously there's some reasons that some people can't do it. Sometimes age or injury. I mean, obviously those people, they're old enough that they can still ride, or young enough that they can still ride, but as far as bending over and putting all their weight down on something, it ain't gonna happen. So we'll give the obvious people some passes here, but for the majority of us that are capable to ride and ride pretty aggressively or whatever, you should be doing your own maintenance. And there's a few reasons why, and I guess we'll start off with I guess you could wrap it all up in a nutshell with a lesson my daddy taught me, which was, if you want something done right, you got to do it yourself. So I mean, you can take it to someone, you can have someone come take care of it for you, but at the end of the day, do you really know it was done right unless you did it yourself? So there is a sense of quality control that you're going to get when you're working on your own stuff that you're not going to have to wonder. And believe me, I've had friends that, I mean, if you only have your bike serviced at a shop, when it eventually breaks down, it's going to be in the back of your head was like, oh, was it something the shop did? Did they put something back incorrectly? So, I mean, it's a lot nicer to be like, well, no, I know it was, you know, a bad part because everything was torqued down to spec and I had the service manual and I double checked everything. So quality control is something. I mean, a lot of these dealers, I mean, at the end of the day, they're gonna do their best, but some of these places, they don't hire the best people, and even if they do hire good people, they're pressed for time because they have so many projects coming through the door at certain points a year. So yeah, and it's just gonna, I guess the second point would be, it's just gonna get you a lot more familiar with how your bike operates, you know? You're gonna be a lot more comfortable knowing like, hey, this bike does burn a little bit of oil, you know? I've noticed that the last 3 times I've changed my oil, it's been a little low on oil. So maybe that's something I'm gonna keep an eye out on. I'm gonna just, you know, that last mile stretch of the oil change, I'll just add a little bit in there. And it's like, you would never know that unless you were doing it yourself, or meticulously checking your oil, I guess, but really only if you're doing the maintenance yourself. And then same with like clutch, like you're changing your oil, there's a very distinct smell the oil will have when your clutch is burning the fuck up. Like when it's done, toasted, KO'd, it's on its way out the door, you'll smell it in the oil. You'll drain the oil and you'll go, what is that weird smell? So I mean, there are things that sensory wise you'll just experience from doing it yourself. So huge benefit. I mean, another like small thing is like, you're gonna know the tire pressure that your bike's supposed to be at. which, I mean, if you don't service your bike, you're going to sit there, go on Google, research it, be like, oh, okay, there it is. And then, like, it's just wasted time, you know? When you're servicing it yourself, you tend to have these things memorized at a point once you do it so many times, especially on the same bike, you know? It may take you, you know, an hour to change your oil the first time, but the second time it's going to take you 40 minutes. And the third time it's going to take you 25 minutes, you know, until eventually you got it down like a science. Now, if your bike's covered under warranty for service and you already got all that looped in with your bike, I mean, by all means, get your service done. And there are services you have to have done if you buy a brand new bike at the dealer. Like, I know Harley, that 1,000-mile service or whatever, it has to be done at a Harley dealer if I'm not mistaken. So there are some reasons, and I mean, there are certain things that you just won't be able to service. Like with this bike in particular, with the bleeding the brakes, it's like every 2 years or so many miles, there will be a little light that shows up, a little wrenching light. And you can bleed the brakes yourself, but there's a way that the brakes are supposed to be bled using the ABS and a computer that like modulates the ABS module to get the fluid out of there. And just to clear that light, you're going to have to take it to a dealer. I mean, they're going to probably require you to have that service done either way. So, especially if you have a newer bike, I mean, there are services that you just ain't going to be able to do yourself. Or you're just not going to be comfortable with doing yourself. Like, for instance, valve timing. Like, a lot of people, even if they're changing their own oil and their own tires, they're still not comfortable with and opening up the top end of their engine and inspecting the valves, you know? So that's just something those are advanced things, but I mean, even bleeding the brakes, a lot of people don't want to fuck with that. It's like a big safety thing. So they're like, I'd just rather have someone do it that knows what they're doing, because that's what stops me. And to that I get it, but even brake bleeding, it's really not that hard. It's a pretty simple process. Hydraulic brakes haven't really gone a long way. I'm sure even with this bike, if I were to bleed the brakes, I could do it. It's not like the ABS module thing's gonna stop it from pumping fluid. Like, I'm sure the module sticks itself on while the bike's off, you know, or open, I should say. A law-abiding citizen here. Please don't mind me, officer. I would never pop wheelies in a public street. So yeah, I don't know. In my opinion, there's a lot more reasons to service your own motorcycle compared to not. I like doing it myself. Like I said, I know it's going to get done right, because I buy my service manuals for my bikes, and I make sure it's done meticulously by the manual. And then it's also a lot cheaper. So I mean, at the end of the day, are you trying to save money, or are you trying to save time? Because that's really what it comes down to. And hey, I totally get it if you're like, hey, I don't want to service it because I got two bikes, so I'd just rather take one bike to the shop, have it serviced, and go ride the other one. And all the power to you. I hope to be there one day, but I feel like even if I have 12 bikes, I'll probably be servicing all 12. There's this different strokes for different folks, and honestly, I enjoy it. Like, not something I thought I'd really enjoy, but I started servicing a bike, and then it went from servicing a bike to modding a bike, and then it went from modding a bike to rebuilding a bike, and that's how I ended up with my cafe racer, and I love that bike. So there's a lot of customization you're going to be able to do for a lot cheaper when you do it yourself. I mean, take my last bike for example, the Honda. Like, it was a big bagger CTX 1300, and it came with a sound system, but the sound system sucked ass. Like, at 70 miles an hour, dude, that sound's gone. That's done for. You are not hearing nothing. And that's with a half helmet. A full face helmet, dude, you're not even worth it, man. So I was like, man, I want a new sound system, but I'm not trying to pay someone freaking a boatload of money to install a sound system. So I started doing some research, got on ChatGPT, got on Google, and figured out, you know, how much power my bike could actually supply for a theoretical system like that. Ended up buying a 500 RMS amp with some back 6.5 inch or 5.5 inch pod speakers, mounting those on the back. Some 4-inch, replaced the fronts with 4-inch speakers, and dude, I was rocking out with my cocking out after that. Like, I literally pull up to the Harley baggers that have the $2,000 sound systems on them, and I'm shitting you not, I hear my music over theirs. So you can get, and I think total for that system I paid, what was it, 90 for the pods, I think. Maybe it's 150. Let's say it was 90 for the pods. Say it was 200 for the amp. And the front speakers were probably 75. So I don't know. Whatever that math is, whatever that maths out to, that's pretty much what I spent on that. I mean, I had to buy some wire and some connectors and stuff like that too, but... And you know, the hardest part on that was really just researching, getting the wiring diagram. I never worked with sound systems before that. I changed out my receiver on my truck once, but that was, you know, that's the extent of what I did, and that was a plug-and-play system. So I don't even really count that. And yeah, I got it done. You know, I had to call my dad a couple times because he's done some sound systems back in his hooligan days, and he helps me out. But it really just came down to equipment. I just bought the wrong equipment at first, so ended up getting the right equipment, and what do you know, bada bing bada boom. Oh, look at that, right under the shade. So yeah, I mean, especially if you're trying to customize the bike, there is so much money to be saved. But yeah, there's going to be certain specifications you just want too. Like, let's say you do a lot of wheelies and you like to have your tires pressured down a little bit. That's something that, I mean, if you go take your bike to the service, every time they're going to fill up your tires, dude. Like, they're going to bring them to the correct pressure and all that good noise. So it'll be a little annoying having to, you know, bring your tire back down just to have the riding style you want, or if you do off-road stuff and you like a little more or less chain slack, or however that works, you know. There's that too. Trying to think, I mean, you can rake out the bike differently depending on what you're doing. So, be able to move your handlebars, that's one thing. Oh yeah, big customization. I mean, you get comfortable with working on the bike, then you're gonna get comfortable with, hey, you know, I can move my bars into a location that I like. I understand how that works now. Or even when something goes wrong, you start to like have an idea of what it is and how serious it is. So it's like if you don't work on your bike and you notice your back brake isn't as sharp as it was the other day, you're gonna be like, oh, that's a little weird. But if you work on your bike all the time, you're gonna be like, oh, maybe my brakes is fading. I'm gonna keep an eye on that, and if it gets any more weak than that, I'm probably gonna, stop riding for the day. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you guys like this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace. Whee!